special circuit. Not much view from inside. One of the co-driver's jobs is to work the wipers. Guy Smith of Rotherham led the first round in his Space Frame Special. Fast run, but not without incident. He took the wrong route twice and hit a tree stump. 8 minutes 25 his time. 6 seconds behind Guy was Andrew Seargent in his Appleyard buggy. The ex-boxer from Surrey is only just over a nasty accident that he had earlier in the season.
Comments on the course?
It's cutting up really bad already. It's dreadful. We only just got round in a couple of places there, and this Land Rover, there was some of us stuck in front of us.
Guy Smith delicately puts the car back together after it became hooked on the tree stump. A quick bashing with a mallet, and the body's as good as new.
Damage?
Yeah, we've got a tree, like a tree stump was stuck out on one corner, and the corner of the front bumper just stuck in, and we bounced fast, we never stopped, but cost us a bit of damage.
So Guy goes off on his second run, hoping to avoid damage this time round. The cars are set off at 20-second intervals, but it only takes a little problem up ahead and there's a major traffic jam. Rolled cars are quite a common sight.
Are you okay? Yeah, no problem. Is your co-driver okay down there? Yeah. She's fine.
Well, they didn't have to stay in that position for long, and the race must go on, and Guy Smith got a rerun. This kind of racing was first called going on safari and wasn't actually a race at all, but simply negotiating unmetalled routes. At this meet, time is everything, and although there's no prize money, there's a much coveted trophy to win. Flying start for Guy, but later he caught up with several cars, overtaking a few, but then he lost precious seconds when he became stuck behind others.
We caught a buggy up in the trees and he couldn't move out of his way. There's nowhere for him to go, so we followed him for about half a minute. But apart from that, it was a good run.
Guy Smith's overall time after 2 runs, 16 minutes and 16 seconds. Andy Seargent knew what he had to do to get round 8.5 miles in 7 minutes 46 to take the lead. And he did it with 6 seconds to spare. This is actually his 3rd run. He looked in control, but broke the rear suspension in the latter half of the circuit.
Lump of wood came up, went through the wing and took a Bilstein shock absorber off, which is the half-half suspension on the rear. It's a coil-over shock absorber. So we've had to pinch the one off the front, as we haven't got any spares of them, hoping someone's going to find it out there and bring it back to us.
Broke another shock absorber. Opposite side this time.
Can you fix it all right?
Yeah, we've got another. We've got plenty to go on.
Your main competitor, Andy, has also had a shock absorber problem.
Oh, good.
But he hasn't got any spares.
Oh. Very sad for him, that, isn't it?
And Guy, anything but sad. So Andy's problems drop him down the leaderboard after 3 runs, and Guy Smith is back on top. A scorching 3rd run for him of 7 minutes 24. Dave Simmonite, 3rd after 3 runs, wasn't completely happy with this course, preferring muddy fields and forest rather than a sandy, rock-hard surface with the odd pool of water. Reruns held him up on his 4th and 5th circuit. In 4th place after 3 was Gordon Monaghan from Preston in his Land Rover. Thousands of people turned up to watch the mud fly at the British Championships and probably got pretty muddy themselves too. At one stage, Monaghan changed to narrower tyres to help him weave his way around the tricky course, but he had all sorts of mechanical problems which dropped him out of the running after the 5th run. Number 4, Dave Fisher from the West Midlands, still in contention in 5th place after 3 runs, even though he had to replace the engine of his Chenov buggy during the run. He pushed hard to get 8 minutes 6 seconds on the 5th run and back to 4th place. Alvin Smith from Dorking, a man in a hurry on the straight, hoping to push himself up from 6th place. The course favoured the lighter vehicles, and in the alley cat that he designed himself, he seemed to bounce around the course. Alvin Smith looked a little uneasy on the hill and stayed in 6th position after 5 runs. Tim Marsh described himself as driving like a sensible boar, but it woke up his opposition as he jumped from 7th to 5th place. Somerset's Peter Rowe improved his times too, despite breaking a front drive shaft. 7th place for him. The farmer from Rotherham, Guy Smith, not only kept his lead, but a staggering time of 6 minutes and 59 seconds on his 4th run put him in an almost unbeatable position. No wonder he loses half a stone every time he competes. His rival, Andy Seargent, wondering how to catch him, had no mechanical problems and just hoped that his rebuilt Talk Dirty flying machine would live up to its name over the last lap. One more run to go, and Guy Smith 1 minute and 25 seconds ahead at the top of the board. Dave Simmonite had to wait for 2 reruns, and they didn't go well for him.
Two reruns, I'm afraid. I was steering belt come up on the last run and ripped all my hands to bits. It dropped it down from 3rd to 8th, so we're a bit disappointed at the moment.
So David Simmonite out of contention for the title. It's very much a team effort to get the battered and muddy vehicles ready for the last run of the championship. And by this stage, all sorts of vital parts of the cars seem to be hanging off. Leader Guy Smith taped his radiator hose to prevent it completely breaking away during the final run. He decided to take it easy on the churned-up course, knowing he had a comfortable lead. His weird-looking Space Frame Special on target for the title, but can Andy Seargent catch him?
Driving far better than me, I think, obviously. I think his vehicle's more suited to the course. He's getting out of the corners far quicker than what I am. We're fighting for grip out of the corners and in the loose, and in the wet, obviously. Provided we get around this lap without too much trouble, we can actually back off now. We've got about 2 or 3 minutes in hand over the next man. So hopefully we can, you know, stay second. It's a good result for me, I think. I'll be quite happy.
Lifting his pace, Dave Fisher in his Kingfisher Chenov, trying to hold on to 3rd place. And at the start of the 6th run, he was 30 seconds ahead of Tim Marsh. Remember, he replaced his original engine earlier in the day for what he called a vastly underpowered unit. But since then, he's gone from strength to strength. And Tim Marsh, the freelance mechanic from Coventry, nursed his 4-wheel drive Range Rover through the final lap with the clutch very much on its last legs. Peter Rowe having the run of his day, swerving through the mud and then spraying the spectators on his way to climb up the leaderboard. He passed the limping Alvin Smith, who started the 6th run in 5th position. A puncture in his near-side back tyre made him lose all grip on the muddiest part of the course. At least he was moving. Robert Hobley was kept waiting in his mud Rover. Although he finished ahead of Alvin, he couldn't get up the hill, and his bad luck meant he slid completely off the leaderboard. And while that was happening, there was a dramatic turn of events at the top. Guy Smith, expected to win easily, punctured and then wore away the offside rear tyre until the wheel rim had worn down to the brake disc. And if that wasn't enough, he then caught and injured his ankle under the clutch pedal. The race was on for Andy Seargent to make up time, and he took full advantage flying around the last miles of the course, with Guy dropping behind, losing his lead on every bump. The Appleyard buggy well suited to the conditions of the course, but it's not just the cars that have been stretched. The drivers too really have been tested to the limit on this Ministry of Defence land, with rough track, steep banks and tight turns over all kinds of surfaces. It demands most skilled concentration for the 51 miles. And Andy Seargent, the ex-boxer from Surrey, on the last stretch before home, cheered all the way to the finish line by the appreciative crowd. Close behind is Dave Fisher from Worley in the West Midlands on a final charge to get the second spot. And neither he nor Andy can believe how their fortunes have changed during the day.
I'm absolutely... I feel so fantastic, I really, really do. I'm thrilled to be. Guy, very bad luck. When did that happen?
Driver error. I hit a bump too hard. It was just my fault.
First half mile.
Yeah, first half mile. We tried to carry on going round. Look at them blisters, but I lost power steering as well. So it's one of them things. You win some, you lose some.
The first ever British Off-Road Championship trophy won by Andy Seargent.